Have you ever wondered how facial recognition works on social media, or how object detection helps in building self-driving cars, or how disease detection is done using visual imagery in healthcare? It's all possible thanks to convolutional neural networks. Here's an example of a convolutional neural network that illustrates how they work. Imagine there's an image of a bird and you want to identify whether it's really a bird or some other object. The first thing you do is feed the pixel of the image in the form of an array to the input layer of the neural network. The hidden layer carry out feature extraction by performing different calculations and manipulations. There are multiple hidden layers like convolution layer, the ReLU layer, and pooling layer that perform feature extraction from the image. Finally, there is a fully connected layer that identifies the object in the image. CNN are the future as they provide variation of important applications such as driverless cars and robots that can mimic human behavior. They can also predict earthquakes and natural disasters, and maybe even do self-diagnosis of medical problems. They can also play an important role in detection of brain cancer, as the earlier detection of brain cancer can prove to be a big step in saving more lives affected by this illness. A convolutional neural network is a feed-forward neural network that is generally used to analyze visual images by processing data with grid light topology. It's also known as ConvNet. A convolutional neural network is used to detect and classify objects in an image. This is a neural network that identifies two types of flowers, orchid and rose. Also, one of the most important applications of CNN is decoding facial recognition. The facial recognition process can be described by some major components. Firstly, identifying every face in the picture, then focusing on each face despite external factors, such as light, angle, and pose. After that, identifying the unique features and finally comparing all the collected data with already existing data in the database to match a face with a name. CNNs can also be used in advertising. Advertising CNNs have already brought in a world of difference to advertising with the introduction of programmatic buying and data-driven personalized advertising. CNNs can also be used to play a major role in understanding the reasons why we see such drastic changes in the climate and how we can control its effects. Now we will talk about RISC-V. It's an open-source instruction set architecture. It's license-free, so many companies started to design CPUs and accelerators based on RISC-V to develop IoT applications. So IoT applications in the period between 2007 until 2021 increased to 3 billion applications, and with increasing of companies which will go to use this instruction set, this number is expected to be doubled by 2025.
This is an input matrix and this is the kernel matrix. Now kernel matrix will multiply by corresponding elements of the input matrix. It's a huge number of cycles for each submatrix multiplication and accumulation. Then kernel matrix will multiply by corresponding elements of the input matrix after shifting by stride, which equal 1 in this case. Then kernel shift by stride, and so on until finish all input matrix. This process takes a huge computing power and time. So we design coprocessor to accelerate the process. How? The coprocessor accelerate critical operation while other operation done in the processor in parallel. Here we will show you how can both works in parallel. Firstly, processor divide input matrix into small number submatrices. Then prepare the first one to enter the coprocessor. Coprocessor states the operation. In the same time, processor preparing the next submatrix and receive the coprocessor output and store it in the correct position in output matrix. Then sending next submatrix, and so on until finish all submatrices. This flow saved a lot of time due to processor will not do multiplication operation, and the coprocessor design was designed to do this operation very fast.